Yo, Kange, yo, how do you get your rap vocals sounding so clean? Like, that last song you just dropped, crazy. Thank you so much. I'm really glad you enjoyed the song. Let me just put it up. We can go through it together. I can show you what I do with my vocals. I don't care. Okay, so how do I get my rap vocals so succulent? Previously, I have shown you before how I kind of mix my melodic vocals, I guess, and now I'm gonna show you how I mix my rap vocals. Okay, so the settings for verse 1 and 2 are just kind of the same. It's the same thing as in my previous videos. Basically, what I do is I go in there and I clean up the vocals and I take out any breaths that you know, might pop out once I put my plugin on there. I really just go in and tidy it up, make sure everything is nice and tidy, so that when you're hearing it without the plugins, it doesn't sound too shabby.
Someone call me by my name, fuck the matrix, I'm the game. Hardest player that you've come across, and now that you are seated, let me show you how can.
Yeah, that's the first verse without any plugins. So as you can see, the vocals are all tidied up. Let me actually show you guys a demo. Okay, what did it first sound like? This is what the demo sounded like, okay?
Hey, get with my flow, or leave it at the door. I don't want no broke hoes that can't mess with how it goes. I don't mess with people that trust the government. They been lying to us since the covenant. What? They always smell like shit and they snitch. Like, what the fuck? I don't care what you gotta say about me. I don't care what you gotta say about me. Victim of a hot pillow that never goes down. Wow, how I wouldn't bat an eyelid cause they went against that one. And if you're wondering how I sleep at night, like a baby, knowing I am the one, the best. Someone call my name for the matrix, I am the...
Okay, as you can see, the demo is like, lyrically, it's kind of the same. But it's different. I record my demos, I call it a demo, but it's when I'm songwriting. Basically, I want to get the song all laid out, all the structure and the arrangement done with the lyrics first before I like go and record it properly. Then as you can see, when you go back to the songs, it sounds much cleaner.
My name, fuck the matrix, I'm the game. Hardest player that you come across, and now that you are seeing.
Because I actually use my MXL 990 mic. Yeah, so I use my MXL 990 mic to record this, and obviously when you hear me recording it like the normal demo, you can hear a lot of the breaths and all the mouth noises. When I go record it on a proper mic, I know that it can pick it up quite well as well. So I make sure that I go in and clean out any like imperfections, anything that's like too loud. Because look, if I go and take and then I put on the plugins, you're gonna hear all my breaths.
Someone call me by my name, fuck the matrix, I'm the game. Hardest player that you've come across, and now that you are seated, let me show you how Kange go and eat it, make you crazy, make you need it, underrated. Someone call me by my name, fuck the matrix.
Yeah, you hear my breath come in?
Call me by my name, fuck the matrix, I'm the game. Hardest player that you've come across, and now that you are seated, let me show you how Kange go and eat it, make you crazy, make you need it, underrated, you're undefeated.
And you hear it at the end, you're undefeated. So yeah, when it has all the effects on, I find that the breaths are just distracting to me, so I might like to go out and clean them out from the track, like I've done so many times before. One thing that I've learned recently when it comes to my mixing, especially when it comes to rap vocals, is don't be afraid to compress to the limit. Like compress your vocals until you can't compress them no more, you know what I mean? Like, so don't compress them so they're over compressed, but like compress them till you hit that limit, so you hit the limit of the dynamics. I don't know if I'm making sense whenever I do these videos, but yeah, hit the limit of the dynamic when you use the compressor. So here with my rap vocals, I have it at 26.5 because I felt like a minus 30 was a bit too much of a compression, and I don't know, I don't like tracks that are over compressed. I don't like when my vocals are over compressed, so I am very light when it comes to compression. I don't over compress anything, but I do use a lot of compressors. And then I put an EQ on, the normal stock EQ. I just do a little bit to the vocals here.
Game, hardest players that you come across, and now that you are seated, let me show you how Kange go and eat it, make you crazy, make you need it, underrated, you're undefeated. I'll be chefing it, white hat kitchen, put my across, and now that you are seated, let me show you how Kange go and eat it, make you crazy.
And then I have another EQ on for a tonal effect and more of an analog effect.
Game hardest players that you've come across, and now that you are seated, let me show you how. Kange, go and eat it, make you crazy, make you need it, underrated.
Multi-pressor, which is a dynamic compressor.
White hat kitchen, put my foot in it. Got touch, got tear, always killing it. No fam, sprint essentials cross, and now that you are seated, let me show you how. Kange, go and eat it, make you crazy.
So that's my vocal chain. It doesn't really stray much from my melodic singing kind of vocal chain, except there's like no pitch correction on this one. And I also like to keep my rapping vocals quite light in terms of effect. With my reverb channels, what I like to do is, this is like a little technique that I picked up last year. I'll use the EQ, I'll put an EQ on it, and I'll just EQ like the ends, especially like the low ends, so I get less of a reverb in the low ends. And then I'll put a compressor in it to keep the reverb controlled, so it's not like all over the place if I want to turn it up. And then I have a second reverb. Most times I put 2 reverbs on my vocal tracks because I have a, like in my head, I can hear a reverb, but then the reverb plugin that I choose doesn't sound like the reverb I have in my head. So I mix and match the reverbs to get a different kind of reverb sound, if that makes sense. Yeah, and this is something I also explained in my studio session of Take That. I did a crowd effect. So if you heard in the demo, I do like this what, and obviously in the demo it sounds lame because it's just one vocal going what, but here with reverb and an echo, you get this cool effect that sounds like this.
You assist the covenant. What?
It hops into that little space just before the chorus comes in. When I'm still starting that other part of the first verse, you can hear the what echo in the background. To me, what I find a lot of people miss when it comes to mixing vocals is that it's not just about the vocals sounding good or sitting on the beat. It's kind of like, what effects can you bring to add to the story that the song's telling? One fundamental part of your mixing is to have fun with it. If you're thinking a really wacky sounding vocal will sound really cool in a certain place, just do it. Don't be like, oh, it doesn't sound like a hit song, or it doesn't sound mainstream and stuff like that. If you listen to mainstream music, there's even times that they will pitch down their vocals to create an effect for the track and stuff like that. There's a lot of artistic songs out there that can show you how that's done. Yeah, like try and explore outside of the mainstream and go for really like ambient kind of experimental tracks. I did that by listening to like people like Bjork, Grimes, all of these stuff that I had to study for uni, but it was all very helpful to kind of like understand the creative processes that come with making music. And it's not just about it sounding great and like digestible to the listener, you know, there's all types of different types of music out there. Yeah, so subtlety in music is great. I think sometimes we like to make music from the point of view of a musician and try all these complicated techniques so other people could be like, wow, what are these techniques? It's crazy. But it's more than that. It needs to be like digestible to the listener. So what I do now when I'm putting any effects that can be a bit like jarring or a bit like, wow, where did that come from? I like to put it down in the ad-libs. And I also have mixed up how I do my ad-libs and how I record my ad-libs. Before they used to be quite basic, like just repeating like the line of the lyric that I've said. Now I try and maybe like I took some inspiration from like Yeet and Playboy Carti and try and like have fun with the ad-libs. So, like this is what the ad-libs sound like.
My name, fuck the matrix, I'm the game.
And when I record my ad-lib, so I always go hard and I'll just record 1 ad-lib take, 2 ad-lib takes, maybe 3, and then I'll, in the mixing session, then I'll go and cut out the ad-libs that I think deserve to stay and the ones that need to be scrapped. Okay, and then I do singing ad-libs too. I think that's kind of cool when you're rapping, it adds a nice contrast. Yeah, I do.
Get with the program or remove yourself.
So that echo that you hear right there, what the fuck, yeah. So that's the effect that I put on the ad-libs and I turn right up so that you can hear it. So if you can see at the end here, I've automated it so the volume comes in at like just under the main vocals, but you can hear the echo is actually quite loud. So when I play it like this, it's like,
cause they always smell like shit
and they snitch like
what the fuck? I don't care.
So it's still in the background, but it's still like it's shining through in that little space. just before the chorus comes in. Yeah, so at the end of the first chorus where you see that I'm chatting shit here, I use the same, like I don't, when it's voice, I don't bother, if that makes sense. I just make it sound clean.
Wait, let me confess
with a little bit of reverb to fit into the track. With these vocals that kind of just add atmosphere to the track, like the one in the beginning, the intro vocal is actually taken even from my demo because I recorded it on the dynamic mic like I showed you, and ow, that hurt, I hurt myself, ow. Ooh. So I knocked on it like this to kind of simulate like someone knocking on your door, and I'm like, wake up, and it was late when I was doing that, so I couldn't shout too much.
Wake up.
And obviously when I put the plugins and all that stuff on it and tidy it up, it sounds clean. And that's the same kind of thing that I do at the end of the first chorus when I have those vocals where I'm like, wait for a second, I'm gonna drop it real hard. Those ad-libs, those are the ones inspired by Playboi Carti and Yeet. Those are normally, because when I do my stuff, even if I like to do that kind of emo rap type thing, I like to be able to understand my lyrics. So I try not to mumble, I try to enunciate. But then here I just decided to have fun with it and have a little bit of a mumble rap type thing going on. When I do my ad-libs on the last chorus, I like to make sure they sit in a little pocket. Like I like to try to go off beat a little bit or off kilter a little bit with the beat. So if it's on the one, I like to be in the middle of that. I like to be on the and, 1 and 2. So I think I did that a little bit here, but not great.
I don't care what you gotta say about me.
Yeah, as you can see, I just kind of want it, like I add the ad-libs there at the end as a counterbalance to the main vocal. So it's like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care what you gotta say.
I look crazy. I feel crazy. Do I look crazy? Let me know. That is it for the vocal production of Take That. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch this video. If you enjoyed this production breakdown and some of the gems I shared with you, do me a favor and go listen to my song Take That. It's down in the description below. And yeah, if you don't really care about the song and you're just here for the mixing tips, you can check out some of my other vocal production breakdowns to, I don't know, see what I do. Like I know shit, bro. Yeah, you can copy me if you want. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but go ahead. Peace, shalom, bye.
I don't care what you gotta say.
Yo, we might have to stop these vocal productions because there's not much to say unless I do something crazy. But don't worry, the song that drops after this one, because I have another song coming on the 14th of February, and then the song that drops after that will be my own beat production. I had a little stint there for like the last 2 years, but I just kind of wrote songs to other people's beats, just kind of practice to bang them out. But now I'm back to making my own music, my own beats, because I've gotten better, and now they're not stuff that I hate all the time. If you're wondering, oh, why is she not around, or like, yo, why didn't she post? Yeah, follow me on Instagram. I go, yeah.
Cause that's no fun, and they can be the victim of a hot pillow that never cools down. Wow, how I would've